Shoot off the barrels.
Underway. Welcome to the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast, where some opinions expressed this evening, we should point out immediately, will not necessarily be reflected by those of mainstream society. However, two young individuals, well, maybe not as young as we should, two young idealists that really do believe in what we're saying tonight, and that is we're going to be talking about three of our favorite subjects. Two of them are going to be
lengthy,
incendiary, shall we say. Yep. I'm Kevin, and that is Brandon.
Evening. And by the way, to quote a great Irishman, I'd just like to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely nobody for absolutely nothing.
Has there been a great Irish? No, I'll leave that alone.
Hey, Michael Collins, motherfucker.
We're getting pretty close to St. Patty's Day. I'll leave that shit alone. Okay,
right,
Mead update. Let's get to it. Mead update. We're right now getting a batch started. We're going to
first batch 2017.
As soon as we clear this podcast and it's done and it starts uploading, honey and water and yeast are going to go into a barrel. That's the update. Let's get to metal. Because, and here's the thing, folks, you've got to realize, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back saying I'm any kind of a trailblazer at all, but I've had some rage for a certain band for a very long time. That Brandon scoffed it off a little bit, going, I can see where you're coming from, but, it's a band. They're doing what they're doing. This week, Brandon has more outrage than I have ever had at the same act.
Yeah, I think it's the first time I have surpassed your rage.
Oh, no, because rage is kind of my middle name. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, no, I'm not saying you're not angry 24/7, but the atrocities that are happening right now in the world of metal, especially in a little town called Helsinki, Finland, it stopped me from sleeping well. We're talking about Wintersun again. And now usually when I bring up Wintersun, it's like, well, Kevin doesn't know what's fucking going on because Jari hates him. Well, now apparently things are cool between Jari and Kevin. They're back. They're friends at this turning of the tide. By
friends, and you mean that I still hate them? Yes, you're absolutely correct. I got unbanned. Why did I get unbanned?
So you could buy the new album.
That's where Brandon's rage comes from.
Let's back in 2012, Time 1 came out.
After an 8-year absence after their first record, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, waited on this album with just bated breath. Really, really needing it. Came out, brilliant fucking album. Great album.
Absolutely.
One of the greatest starting tracks on an album I've ever heard.
No, my favorite to this day.
Yeah. And while we were waiting for this to come out, we were told, instead of this being one album, it's going to be 2 albums. Time 1, Time 2. Time 2 is done.
Time 2 is going to come out 6 months later.
Yeah, everything was written, but instead of unleashing it all at once, we're going to half it out. That's cool. Of course, that never happened. You can go on the internet and fucking read about that. So now here we are. It's 2017. Jari, in his infinite brilliance and wisdom, decides to start up an Indiegogo campaign.
Because he needs a golden sauna, which is, I'll retract that. Now, I'll get back to that in a moment.
Now, I'm cool with bands utilizing crowdfunding to get an album out, as long as you're not on a major fucking label. All right,
like I don't know, Nuclear Blast or something. Or
it's weird. It's weird how that works out. You're on one of the biggest European metal labels out there, yet you need to have your fans buy your shit directly from you. Now let's talk about what we're getting here. 50 euros, which is for us lowly Americans,
$60.
Yeah, add 10 to that. I don't know how good the euro's doing anymore. Here's what you get. You get Wintersun, the new album, The Forest Seasons. You get a 5K booklet, which I guess that apparently means it's just a really high resolution picture of some words.
Oh, okay.
Because let's also add on this, none of this is physical anything. This is all downloads.
Oh, and I will point out, if you go on Indiegogo and look at the comments, there are a lot of people thinking they're getting a physical CD in their hand, and they are not.
No, they're going to have to wait till July and buy it from Nuclear Blast.
What they're buying. They're buying digital from them, and which, by the way, the digital, from what I understand, won't drop until the actual CD drops. They won't be getting the physical CD, but they will get an email with a link to where they can download all this nonsense.
Right.
and still not have anything a physical copy in their hand, whereas I could go to Nuclear Blast and have a physical copy in my hand the same day.
Yeah, and they'll probably have some kind of package too that will be less than 50 fucking euro, and you'll probably get some shit you actually want. Because how many people want the instrumental album, Four Seasons? Okay, I can see where get fucking Yari's voice out of there.
No, so you don't have to listen to him screech.
Yeah,
like
that might be the greatest thing in the whole fucking package.
Right.
And then you're going to get isolated tracks, which I'm assuming is like guitar stems. You can build your own Winter Sun album, you know?
And that's what, that was their selling point. It's like, you know, then you could like pull out the vocal and you could karaoke to it. Hey, because that's what we all want to do.
Going to Guru McCool's next Friday and singing the Four Seasons in its entirety.
56 minutes.
You get a remaster of Time One, whatever. You get
remaster to his vision,
yes.
by the way.
Oh, all these remasters are done by Jari. You're getting the debut album remastered as well. And tracks put in different places, as it should have been. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
And you get 2 live albums and a acoustic version of Loneliness that's on Winter, the Four Seasons. €50, $60. Okay, that's already heresy and bullshit. But let's get to the real meat and taters of the whole fucking thing.
Are you talking about why they're raising the money?
Yeah, the plan, the great plan. Of course, you're going to get a download leak for all this good shit. You're going to just be listening to your Winter Sun albums while you're reading the 5K fucking booklet on your laptop or tablet or fucking phone, whatever.
It's a 3-stage process. First, you take over the Reichstag. Oh, no, different history. Sorry.
Yeah, and again, this, and like you said, this is also going to be in 3 phases. There's going to be another package after this one and a third one.
Right.
All because we need to get some fucking property in Finland. Now, as you know, property in Finland is fucking expensive.
No.
The lush gardens that you can have.
I priced it out once just because back when we had this dream of like cranking out like some kind of a doom metal album that would like get us like booked into like European gigs and all that. You got a dream, right? And I thought, hey, well, you know, it'd be cool to like live in the Netherlands, you know, or maybe Helsinki, to where we can see some of the acts, you know, through the winter months when all the stadium shows are over.
Yeah.
And the festivals. And, you can actually get a pretty reasonable house, like 32,000 euros, which is, what, 36,000 bucks?
Yeah. But now, apparently, this is on some sacred ground or something. Because we're talking property, 100,000 euro. It has to be right in the heart of Helsinki, maybe.
Or maybe it's like a Bond villain's place.
Oh, it's in a volcano in Finland. Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. I feel like we should delete this whole podcast, start over, and we'll talk about how great Winter Sun's ideas are. Now, the building, $250,000.
250,000 euros. That's a complex.
To build what's just, in essence, a studio. Now, I mean, like, and apparently the building and construction of the studio are 2 separate things that cost a lot of fucking money.
Well, yeah, no, because building is just it's a skeleton and, you know, walls and everything else. I mean, studio would be separate.
For 150,000 for the construction of the studio.
So we're talking 250,000. Okay.
Talking $400,000 for the building and the studio, $100,000 for the property. Now here, apparently finished taxes are just ridiculous.
Why?
Because I have no fucking idea. I'm just listening to Jari here. And the Indiegogo platform fee of 5%, credit card fees of 3%. That's another $250,000. Meaning if
250,000 for taxes
or
and Indiegogo?
additional costs.
Okay.
Meaning, if we want to hear Time 2 ever, which here's Jari, it's Time 2 in a fucking black bag, saying if you ever want to see this thing again, give me 750,000 euros. Or else I'll kill it in front of all of you.
And they're doing it in 3 phases. So they're trying to hit 250,000 amongst their fans. And once they hit it, they're going to go, which they already did, by the way. They had some little, they called it their safe level, right?
Yeah, the 150,000, which basically meant, okay, you're getting the 4 seasons, and that's it.
You're going to get the record everybody else is going to get come July.
Thanks for that 150,000 euro. We're going to just fucking hang out and bitch about how we can't really get our vision out there anymore.
But I do know then they're like, okay, we've already hit our goal. I want to hit the next goal, which is 250,000, which they're starting to sound like they work for fucking PBS. It's, with your help,
fucking at least with PBS, you get a tote bag, you get a physical fucking thing.
So they're going to get 250,000 out of all their fans and turn around ask these same fans for another €50 a pop for something else, for some other bells and whistles thing, and then they're going to do it a third time.
They're at €208,000 right now.
208. So they're not even at that first real stage yet then.
No. Granted, it's just been a couple days. But
yeah, but that's where your ardent support, the real big supporters have already pumped that money up.
The whole thing is depressing to me.
Well, it's what every other band is. Oh, wait, nope. You know what? Not every other band needs their own frickin' studio.
Yeah, and a lot of these bands have fucking other jobs.
Sure. Oh, no. Look. Perfect example. I hate to always go Moonsorrow on this one.
Well, they're a damn good place to go.
But Henry Cervalli works for, basically, if you've played an Angry Birds game, you've probably heard some of his sounds and music and things like that. That's on top of tens of hundreds of other ones he's already done because he's got a day job. You know why? Because he has two bands he's got to kind of.
And while Moonsorrow is amazing, they're not the point where he's like, oh, I could just be in Moonsorrow and deal with that, and that will take care of everything for me. He's got to be doing other shit. Apparently, Jari's just too brilliant to bring himself down to that level.
Now, and is it just me, or is it kind of actually comical? They have their whole trailer on their fundraising effort up on YouTube. You can pull up. Frankly, if I was to write a Saturday Night Live skit where I was trying to make fun of like 90s metal, it would be exactly like their trailer.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's going to be kick-ass.
Not only that, fucking Jari looks like he's cutting weight for a fight. Maybe it is real tough for him, man. It doesn't look like he's eating well. He's talking like a fucking madman.
Well, and they're bringing out the rhythm guitar player and the bass player, which forgive me for not knowing their names because, frankly, they've never been allowed to have any kind of upfront appearance, but they actually have them involved in their little fundraising thing, too. So. Oh, yeah, this fucking thing is ever because they wanted it to go viral. Yeah, well, and it kind of like syphilis. I guess it probably has
like an itch on your dick hole. It's still there.
So can we safely say that now that we have reached and seen what Winter Sun is doing for Brandon, can we say they are now winter done?
It used to be winter fun, man.
Not anymore.
No, I'm out.
The funny thing is, now back to the Golden Sauna, was because they've got a lot of people that are fans. Look, I was a fan, and I still am on Time One. It's still a very good record. The opening track, as Brandon said, is the best that's ever been put out there in folk metal band probably of all time.
Right.
And the rest of the record's great. But, with all the nonsense they started pulling, and then they banned me from the page just wondering why Time 2 can't be released.
Well, the answer was never acceptable. It's just like, well, I can't do it in the vision that I have in my head. It's like, why the fuck did you put Time 1 out then?
Yeah.
Should have held on to both of them.
Because the label said, sorry, you'll never see the light of day if you don't put out this record. And so they kind of had to. That was Jari's reasoning behind the whole thing. But anyway, so fans like myself started really kind of weighing in, and people are like, wow, why are they doing... And by the way, this isn't their first crowdfunding, by the way. Not the first one. They did one 6 or 8 months ago.
Did they?
Yeah, back around some... Because this one they're talking about, and they will reference, and it's like, this is different from the last crowdfunding that they did. Which I don't even know what it was because I was banned from their page. So, I was a little out of the loop information-wise. But anyway, apparently fans like myself, quote-unquote fans, are now basically kind of put it out there just to kind of undermine the whole thing, saying, well, yeah, but Jari wants a golden sauna. Which...
There's a comment on the Indiegogo page. Says, you should offer a sauna night perk with you guys and some cold ones for like €500 or so.
See, it's growing. The whole sauna thing is growing.
I would pay for that just eat a whole bunch of really shitty food, get real gassy and go in that sauna with them and lock the door.
The whole thing just blows my mind because there's not another band doing it. And I'm not talking about that in a good way.
There's another one. Let's get that sauna. And Time 2 and Time 3.
There you go. See, so at least there are some people with some common damn sense out there in the world that are able to make fun of this, as it should be.
Now here's a comment from a legit supporter. €50 is very cheap for what we're getting. There is just so much music to look forward to hearing. The new album is alone enough, but the isolated tracks, I am so going to mess with them and do my own mixes. Plus the remasters and everything else adds up to a killer value for money package.
Who? All right. Well.
Oh, so see, basically all this is doing is breeding a whole bunch of little other Yaris.
Right. Well, because you got to be heard. You know, for those of you of my age range, you know, when Joe Satriani was kind of running around telling everybody how he was the greatest.
While Joe Satriani was surfing with the fucking alien.
While he was telling everybody that he was the world's greatest guitar player and every chance that he had. Imagine that, but with an ego ramped up a little bit, say.
And at least you know the man has got skill.
Sure. Look, nothing against Jari, because really his vision is, you know, from what we'd heard from time one, it's fine.
Yeah. It's never been a bitch about the music.
Before he got fired from Insafirum, which let's not mince words here, he got fired because he was too busy playing around with this Wintersun thing. Yeah, he was talented as a lead singer for what he was doing.
Absolutely.
Not knock your socks off talented, but talented in the fact that he could carry a tune. he was great for what they were doing for black metal. As a guitar player, he is very serviceable. There are probably about 7 or 8 other guitar players I know of in about a 300-mile radius that are better than he is, but that's okay. They're not getting their own golden sauna.
I really hate that it's come to this. I really do, because like I was so excited for time 2. Now I don't care.
Almost don't even want it now.
No, I want to avoid the new Wintersun album like I do every Volbeat song that ever comes on.
Oh, you're grouping Wintersun to Volbeat.
Hey, I'm fucking going there, all right?
Wow.
This might be said out of anger, but it's just because I'm hurt. I'm hurt as a fan.
All right.
I think what they're doing is fucking wrong. They're just fucking milking their fans for cash, and if they don't hit that, I guarantee you, even they had $749,999, be like, sorry guys, no time 2 this year, but let's try it again next year.
We're going to do another crowdfunding next summer, and you'll get even better stuff.
Meanwhile, Yari's like buying a fucking island somewhere. There's got to be some cheap Finnish islands out there, right?
As long as you can put a sauna on them. All right, let's move to the next thing that's going to absolutely aggravate the living shit out of Brandon because we're done with metal.
Get at me, Wintersun fans. Tell me why I'm wrong. I don't give a fuck.
All right, MMA. Well,
more rage.
More rage coming.
But this is more.
You got to know. I'm the most rage-filled idiot on this podcast, and so for me, it's like a holiday around here. I'm dancing around like a fairy ring because Brandon is like way more angry on everything this week than I am.
Hey, I'm known as a very chilled, sensitive man, and that if it's something I'm passionate about, it's gonna come out.
But it's Bizarro Brandon this week.
Well, hey, it takes a lot to piss me off, man.
Well, let me ask you this. On UFC, what is it coming up tomorrow? 209. Is Woodley still fighting Wonderboy?
Last time I checked, yeah.
Okay. Card is saved, right? Oh, wait. There are some other developments.
Oh, yeah. There's this one guy. Haven't seen him fight a whole lot in the past couple years. I don't know how
Dominic
good he
Cruz?
is. No, this guy is a little shorter.
Daniel Cormier?
Habib. Khabib.
Khabib
Nurmagomedov. This motherfucker.
Nurmagomedov.
Not fighting tomorrow.
Did he pull a Henan Barao?
No, it's. I guess now we're in this era where if your weight cut shit, you ain't fighting, even if you make it. He got rushed to the hospital Thursday due to weight cut issues. Got released, I think, same day, and doctor said he shouldn't fight, so fight is canceled.
What kind of an asshole is like putting off a heavy weight cut until the? I know there's some that do it.
Sure,
but a lot of them kind of wade into it because they know if they can get themselves within basically like it depends on the weight class because I mean shit, it's going to be different for a heavyweight than say a bantamweight. But a lot of them though they know that they can get themselves within about 5 pounds water weight. 24 hours out, they know that they can drop that.
Yeah, but I think that last little bit. You're rushing to get that last little bit of water weight out. That's the one that can make or break your fight.
Right.
If you can at least do it gradually and just like get it down to where you're 2 or 3 pounds before weigh-in day. be a little less stressful, I would think.
Yeah. Or those that actually do pursue really more their true weight, they don't have any issues.
Funny thing is, Ferguson saw it on the last episode of Embedded that they do for the big numbered events. They had Khabib and Tony at a press conference that happened the day before the weigh-ins, 2 days before the weigh-ins.
Right.
And Khabib was like, tell him, because Tony always wears sunglasses
sure.
when he's like talking to press. Khabib was like, take off your glasses. I don't know why I made him sound Spanish.
You made him
take off your glasses, eh?
I think it's from Dagestan, not Juarez.
And like Tony Ferguson's basically like, fuck you, man. Oh, I see you sucking in air over there. Good luck with the rest of your weight cut.
Wow.
And now he's not fighting. He saw it 2 days before the weigh-ins. And now we're robbed of
man, if you're looking bad 2 days before.
Yeah, visibly by your opponent. And I mean, and Tony weighed in at 154.5. So he was ready. He was ready to go.
I instead of just canceling the fight, they should have just went ahead and said there's not going to be a fight. Congratulations, Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, but then just like being handed an interim belt, that's just
well, an interim belt doesn't mean anything.
There's just nothing for it.
Interim belt means you get to fight the champ.
Eddie Alvarez did say he'd fly out and fought him, which of course Dana was like, no, fights.
No, that would have been awesome. Except that Alvarez doesn't sell. He doesn't put asses in seats.
And another loss is not going to do him any favors.
No,
I mean he's still in a spot where he could 1 or 2 more fights and he's back fighting for the title. I mean, he just lost it to Conor a couple months ago.
Yeah, no, he kind of needs to be a little smart moving forward. That's right.
Just like Rumble saying, no, fuck that. I will wait.
No.
And now this way, Tony might actually get to fight Conor for the actual belt if that fight ever happens.
God, do we actually think that a lot of people are going to be buying this card?
I
mean, granted, you would think that a majority draw on another pay-per-view would really bring great results on yet another pay-per-view, but I don't know. I think that the reason that they the first one did so well is because there was so much other shit on that card.
Yeah, because let's we'll just go through the card now. I'm looking at it. You got Yuri Alcantara fighting Luke Sanders, bantamweight.
I like Alcantara, I think, because he looked sharp last time I saw him.
Mirsad Bektic fighting Darren Elkins. Another like minimal name fight.
Bektic was on a fight pass prelims.
Yeah,
a while back. And
let's just go ahead and skip right to the main card.
Yeah,
Alistair Overeem fighting Mark Hunt. Great opening fight. Mark Hunt is still having some sour grapes McGee over his bad luck.
That's the only reason I want to see Overeem come out and lay him out. That's it. Otherwise, I don't see a scenario where Mark Hunt loses though.
Well, Mark Hunt could get kicked right in the fucking head and dropped.
Maybe, but his whole weird crusade that he's been on. Look, everybody in that sport, they have somebody that. If you take a look up and down the list of people that have been banned because of substances and shit like that, PEDs, he acts like he's the only one that has ever fought, and it's because of the Brock Lesnar thing. And he also knows that Overeem tends to that one test that he had was dirty.
The only one he bitched about was the one he lost. Frank Mir tested dirty. He knocked him out, walk off. Both times he fought Bigfoot. Bigfoot tested dirty.
Well, Bigfoot, he will always test dirty. Yeah. Let's face facts. Overeem did have that one tester a while back. That was, I think it was before they'd put in the new regime.
Right.
And that's fine. I just really, I'm not an Overeem guy, but it would really, really be interesting because you know that Mark Hunt would be calling for 300. He would want him drained of his blood. And test
Mark Hunt said at an interview earlier today, if he tests dirty, I'm going to sue his black ass. Which, of course, people are losing their minds. He said, I'm going to sue his black ass.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. A recreational outrage. That's fine.
Yeah. But regardless, I have Mark Hunt knockout in the first.
Oh, no, absolutely.
I think Mark Hunt's right.
Overeem's chin is so suspect. If Mark Hunt can lay leather one time, we'll probably see that fight will come to an end. Now, but the thing is, if he does kind of screw up and go in a little bit hands down, Overeem could very well throw, like you said, a high head kick.
Keep your chin down, Mark. Next up, we got Lando Venata.
I'll go with Lando Carlissian. Oh, wait, no, that's not the right Lando.
Fighting David Tamer.
I've never heard of either one of those gents.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Lando he's like an upcomer. He had a pretty good end of 2016. But the thing is, that dude is very hittable. Very hittable. He's one of those that will go in and fight like Clay Guida.
Oh, okay.
You know, he'll go in and will sacrifice his own health to do some damage.
Weight class on that one.
Lightweight.
Okay.
So I got Lando. Probably not a finish. I see that one going the distance.
I'll take the same guy, but only because of the fact that's the only name that even rings a bell with me. So.
And his name's fucking Lando, man. Careful, he might betray you.
Sure.
185 debut for Rashad Evans fighting Daniel Kelly.
That guy's getting smaller and smaller, as old people do.
Yeah. I don't know. I like his chances 185. He's going to be smaller. Well, he's going to come in. He's still going to have the speed in the wrestling, and he might lose a little bit of power, but I don't know. I think he wins it.
Against Kelly? Isn't that the guy that like comes out to a bunch of Irish shit, but he's actually from America?
The Irish hand grenade guy? No, I think that's – no, fuck. That's a fighter from way back.
No. I'm talking – I mean, I think that they usually try to get this guy in every Boston card, if I'm not mistaken.
He fights out of Australia.
Okay, different Kelly. Okay. All right. Yeah. I guess Rashad for old time's sake. Well, I'll go counter you just because, just to have a difference.
Daniel Kelly is 12-1. He only has one loss, and I would just like to say, his one loss is at the hands of Sam motherfucking Alvey via TKO in the first round.
Okay.
Ginger's doing work. 49 seconds in, bitch. I remember.
He's fighting somebody that's definitely not a ginger.
But I think Rashad, it'll be Rashad decision. I think there's going to be a lot of decisions on this card.
God, well,
except for that heavyweight opener.
It's unfortunate, yeah. All right, what we got?
Co-main event. Wait.
No, I got Tony Ferguson by showing up.
Tony Ferguson versus a bag of Cheetos for the belt. Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, they have to give up his stupid-looking hat or something, you know.
Well, it's not doing him any favors, obviously.
Yeah.
I would have had El Kukui.
I would have went Ferguson probably by some kind of a finish.
Yeah.
I don't think that those two guys
I think
are
Khabib
too
would have
great
taken
at
him
finishing
down,
people.
got real aggressive, tried to mount him, get ground and pound going. I think Ferguson would have tapped him.
Darce choke. All right. So that means since that fight's been scrubbed, then that means we have the main event.
Tyron, the Sour Grapes Woodley. The most unhappy champ I've ever seen in the UFC.
You're not kidding. That guy acts like you handed him a ton of shit. Really?
He has that glow of like, I'm the greatest champ that's here.
No,
you're not. But if you finish Stephen Thompson tomorrow night, you certainly do more for your argument.
You'll be the greatest welterweight champ at the moment. So.
And I'm going to go out and say, I think Tyron Woodley wrestles him down and finishes him.
Yeah, you might be right. I think Thompson's going to make some adjustments, and I think Thompson is actually going to utilize those kicks we didn't see much of first time around and might actually get some benefit off of that. I like Thompson by probably about a third, fourth round finish.
There was a lot of trepidation from both fighters first 3 rounds of that fight. Until then,
Woodley should have finished that in the first.
Yeah, when Woodley had that guillotine in.
Yeah.
I mean, that was in the 4th round. I'm shocked Thompson didn't tap.
Yeah, I was tapping, and I wasn't even there.
It was painful to watch. But I'm going to go Woodley by knockout in the 3rd, man.
Yeah, I got Thompson probably by, I don't know, probably by some weird sick kick, head kick about the 4th round or so.
Yeah, one of those like Rumble Johnson-inspired kicks.
I don't know, something like The Last Dragon or something. So.
Power of the Glove.
Oh, that's it. We're well over time, but that's okay because we had a good time. Because frankly, the metal portion you're going to want to go back and listen to about 5 times over.
That's right. And like I said, I mean, if any of the tens of people that listen to this are a Winter Sun fan, my words come out of being hurt more than being upset.
But I'd say they're factual.
That's how I deal with being hurt and sad. I get really fucking angry.
Yeah, it's Winter Sun. Look, I've been dealing with this ever since they blocked me from their page a couple.
I mean,
years
I
ago,
thought it was tough being a Metallica fan.
Right.
You know,
no,
ever since '95, it's been real fucking tough. Now it seems like it's even hard. It's easier to be a John Jones fan than it is a Winter Sun fan these days.
And it'd be one thing if they were like the greatest thing going in black metal or folk metal, but they're not.
They get by, buddy.
All right, folks. We appreciate you for your time, and obviously this podcast costs you no money except for your internet bill, probably,
and your time, which is more valuable than money. Because how much of that do we have?
Not a lot.
And Bellator 173 tonight if you give a shit.
Don't. Next time.
Good night, friends.